I never thought fixing up my Grandpa Tom's old dock on that misty Oregon lakeside would drag me into the fight of my life. Hell, it started with this self-appointed queen bee named Susan Hargrove bursting through my screen door like she owned the place. Her face flushed redder than a summer sunset after I told her at show to shove it. She wasn't there to borrow a cup of sugar. No, sir. She demanded I hand over control of my private dock, waving some fancy papers about community standards and how my rustic relic was tanking everyone's property values in Lakeside Ridge. I stood there, hammer in hand, staring at this woman with her perfect blowout and clipboard like a sword, thinking, "Buddy, you've got no idea who you're messing with. I've got Grandpa's stubborn streak, a stack of legal deeds, and a gut feeling this ain't just about aesthetics." It all hit me that foggy morning while I was nailing down weathered boards on the dock Grandpa built back in '48. The one with our carved initials from those lazy afternoons he'd spin yarns about his Navy days in the Pacific, teaching me to bait a hook and stand tall against pushy folks. Susan clacked up in her heels, eyeing the water like it was her personal empire, and barked, "Are you Alex Thompson? I'm Susan Hargrove, head of the Lakeside Ridge HOA, and we've got issues with this eyesore. It's got to go in 30 days or we'll sue your ass into next week." Her smile was all teeth, no warmth, and I caught this weird whiff of boat fuel on her. Odd for a lady fresh from a board meeting, right? I wiped my hands on my jeans, leaned back casual-like, and shot back, "Ma'am, this dock's been here longer than your fancy neighborhood, and I ain't joining your club. Got the permits, the history, even maritime rights that say hands off." She leaned in too close, eyes narrowing like a hawk, muttering about big developments coming and how cooperators get perks, resistors get regrets. But her phone buzzed, and she snapped into it in what sounded like Quebec French about schedules and access. Yeah, red flags waving everywhere, and when she stormed off, I spotted a drone buzzing my property line, her SUV tricked out with pro-grade trackers. That night my mind raced. Why the hell does an HOA boss care about my midnight fishing trips? Felt like she was casing the joint for something darker. And damn if Grandpa's voice wasn't echoing in my head. "Stand your ground, Alex. Bullies always fold when you push back." So I dug in, drove to town to see my buddy Mark Riley, the local harbor lawyer who'd sorted Grandpa's will. He chuckled over coffee in his cluttered office, pulling files that proved the dock was untouchable under federal water laws, predating the HOA by decades. Tom was a smart old coot, Mark said, slapping together a nastygram that'd make Susan sign away her threats if she wanted to fight. Then I swung by old Jim's tackle shop down at the public marina, where the grizzled vet looked up from his lures with a wink. "Heard the Dragon Lady paid you a visit. Been sniffing around here too, asking about night runs, water depths near your spot, even Coast Guard routes." He slid over blurry Polaroids of shadowy boats hugging my shore at dawn, whispering, "Ain't no safety survey, Alex. This smells fishy as hell." Back home, I fired up the laptop, heart pounding as I scrolled a forum post screaming about Governor Elena Vasquez's missing girls. Sophia and Olivia, college kids, vanished on a ferry hop to the islands. Massive reward, FBI involved, Canadian feds too, and comments pinned it to our ridge, timelines matching Susan's drop-by like a puzzle snapping together. My dock's deep water was prime for shady hauls, out of sight from patrols, and suddenly those drone spies and fuel smells screamed smuggling. Human cargo, maybe. I shelled out $2,000 for cams with night vision, rigging them to stream live if anything twitched after dark, alerts pinging Jim and my cousin Riley. Susan was playing dirty, spreading whispers. I was some unhinged loner, even slapping a tracker on my truck, but the sheriff just yawned through my report like he'd been tipped off. Things escalated fast. Those cams caught 3 a.m. ghosts, big boats docking, offloading crates like oversized coffins, vanishing by dawn. And one night, muffled cries from inside, human voices begging. I called Agent Lisa Ramirez at the Seattle FBI, voice shaking. "This is Alex Thompson. I've got footage of what looks like trafficking at my dock, and Susan Hargrove's running the show." She sucked in a breath. "We've been chasing this ring for months, cross-border nightmare. If your spot's the hub, you're our break." We set the trap. Jim offshore on radio, me hunkered in the trees with binocs, cams rolling. At 3:15, the boat slunk in lights out, Susan directing like a damn general. "Careful with those packages," she hissed into her phone. "We left with 4. Better arrive with 4 heads roll." Packages? My blood iced. Those were people. And when faint pleas leaked out, I dialed Lisa. Voices inside. Active victims. Get here now. FBI swarmed in 11 minutes flat, flashbangs popping, Susan's face twisting from smug to shattered as they pried open crates, freeing Sophia, Olivia, and 2 more terrified women. You're middle management in a beast stretching Vancouver to San Diego, Lisa told me later, as dawn broke over the chaos. Turns out Susan's HOA was a front laundering cash through community fees. Her sob story of a deadbeat ex pushing her into the mob's grip for power and payback. But I wasn't done. Lisa greenlit a sting, bailing Susan so she'd bite on my compromise call. Hey, maybe we talk HOA membership? Review some docs? She showed up next day, all polished desperation, sipping coffee as I slid fake papers her way, cams hidden, stream-lived to a private group climbing to thousands. What's this about emergency cargo ops? I asked innocent-like. And she lit up. Oh, just ensuring discreet overnight transfers. Merchandise that spoils quick, needs fast handoff. I pressed. Merchandise like people? Like the governor's girls? Her eyes bulged, face draining. How? Look, the syndicate promised it was just holding for ransom. My ex left me broke. I had no choice. She spilled it all. Names, routes, how she duped neighbors like Accountant Ed into patrol schedules, thinking it was civic duty. Secretary Maria forging disaster docs for refugees. By the end, 4,000 eyes on her breakdown, Lisa bursting in with cuffs. Susan Hargrove, you're done. Trafficking, money laundering, the works. As they hauled her out, she shot me a glare mixed with awe. You played me good, Thompson. Should have known a stubborn bastard like you wouldn't fold. Months later, at her Seattle sentencing, the courtroom hummed with press. Her slick lawyer spun tales of coercion, but Judge Harlan shut it down. Entrapment? She waltzed in and confessed to treating humans like freight. 25 years, no parole, cough up $2 million restitution. Victims spoke raw, Sophia trembling. She checked on us like inventory, knew we were daughters, didn't blink. Susan broke too. Orange jumpsuit and all. My life crumbled. Abuse turned me monster. I recruited Ed Blind, Maria too, but trucker Vic knew and cashed in. Ripples hit hard. Governor Vasquez flew in, gripping my hand. You saved my girls, Alex. Canada and the U.S. owe you. The Vasquez-Thompson Pact poured $40 million into border busts, my doc dubbed Liberty Pier, a bronze plaque gleaming, where one stand sparked freedom. Lakeside's HOA crumbled, reborn as a real neighbor watch. Ed and Maria redeemed, running transparency gigs. Even Vic turned state's evidence, hauling aid now. Me? I train communities spot shady boats, Grandpa's legacy alive in every saved soul. But here's the twist that nags. Was Susan pure evil? Or a broken gear in a machine that chews folks up? Makes you wonder if any of us are one bad break from the dark side. What do you think? Could you forgive someone like Susan, or is justice always black and white? Drop your take in the comments. Share if you've tangled with HOA tyrants or seen community shadows. Hit subscribe for more real-life twists that prove one no can topple empires. Thanks for listening, folks.